There's a lighthouse. And some dunes. Wait. I'm here in Grand Haven, Michigan. Never meant to be here too long term, and then here I am. I think I moved here in 2014. That little guy. He's the same size as a lighthouse. It's now 2020, so that's like 6 years in one place. I guess 2015 there were about 5 months that I lived in Norton Shores with the Jacksons. They're a lovely family of very musical, artistic, creative people. They supported me at a rough time. A rough time brought on by a very low-paying job. Those abound, don't they? Arts jobs. That was actually an education job, but I was just an accompanist, so I make a lot more as a piano teacher by being a private teacher, and yeah, independent contractor. These are strange times for people like us. Currently, I still teach all my students, although it's virtually. I don't really know what I want to say. I was feeling a lot. I was at home all day today. I've been doing a lot of like live streaming stuff during the weeks. Well, you can see that they're all over my YouTube channel. That's the Jitter in Rainbow Land. But also I've been doing like virtual hangouts with friends. Brian's been kind of initiating it. It's pretty cool. It's weird that it's so similar to hanging out in person. Obviously there's some key things that are different, but so we've been doing that on Instagram, just inviting more and more people that we really like, and it's kind of nice because there's people who live 2 hours or 2 days away from us that we're able to invite, and it's just nice to be able to know that we can offer that option for musicians and friends we know. I'm actually feeling a lot of, I can't tell if it's fear or grief about the unknown. I think it's a mixture of the two. Like, there's no way to look around at what's happening in the news and think the thought, well, this might blow over in a month. Which is like then grief for what I thought my year would look like, maybe. Maybe we're mourning a feeling of, we had one like timeline projected as our possible future, even if it's just this year's future, and a lot of those dreams are now dying for a lot of different people. Some people I know had album releases scheduled and tours scheduled. So there's grief of personal things that are now changed, the new realities on a personal scale. There's people who lost their jobs, and then all of that, maybe there's guilt, people feeling like I shouldn't feel bad about that because at least I have a house, or at least I have food, or at least I have a savings, or at least, and like, we're not, when something this epic, there's no way to like process all of the feeling in a normal or timely way. Maybe that's true of all feeling, but it's just the unexpectedness of this. I mean, yes, I saw that this was happening in Wuhan back in December. I don't know. I guess it's just misinformation. Seeing different sources citing that it would be contained, or different sources citing different things, making you think that it wasn't going to be as big of a thing as it has turned out to be. I don't know. These are just, quarantine thoughts. And like, this person just got out of her car wearing the cutest, like, daisy sweatshirt. It was like red with white daisies on it. Big, giant white daisies on it. I should tell her. I'm making a YouTube video and I just said, oh, this person just got out of their car with the cutest sweatshirt on and it has like flowers on it. And then I was like, I should tell her. Anyway, I thought they were white from afar, but they're very cute. Really? That's amazing. Okay, sweet. Really? Where? Okay, like downtown. Okay. It's amazing. I love it. Thanks for brightening my day. I'm Jessica. Bye. Have a nice walk. Yeah. Oh, hi, puppy. Oh. Yeah. Here, you can be in my YouTube video if you want. Oh, look at that. They're just playing. You want to wave? I'm not popular or anything. I have like 91 followers. I'm just a songwriter. Oh, really?
We want to make something.
You should do it.
I know.
It's really fun. It's just like, it's not about being famous. It's just about like, you know, documenting life.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah. We were literally just talking about it. So hard.
That's amazing. What's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Hi, I didn't mean to not ask your name.
Jake. Yeah.
Jake. Nice to meet
What's
you.
your channel called?
It's my music is by Jessica in the Rainbow.
Jessica in the
That's
Rainbow.
cute.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, please do.
That's awesome.
Cool. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Hi. What's your dog's name?
Winnie.
Winnie. Hi, Winnie. Have fun playing ball.
Horrible.
I noticed that. It's really funny. All right. Talk to you later. Thanks. All right. All right. Well, that's a quarantine moment for you. So. Their dog does not like chasing after the ball. It's really cute. Truth be told, I've been like this since before the quarantine, but other people find this a little more strange, and for some reason, I don't know. Maybe that's one of the things that they say about introverts in crisis, or people with trauma in crisis. Is that we're kind of used to this. We're kind of used to wanting to be different. We're used to processing life a little differently. We're used to being inside our own heads. So what I'm doing right now, right this second, I mean, you know this, you can see the 700 videos on my channel. Like, this isn't any different than I've always been. Which is, you know, pulling up at the beach/pier. Beach is that way. Pier is that way and that way. You know, and just like making up songs and talking to myself. Like, this is how I've been dealing with feelings since 2017. So I'm okay for now. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe the thing I have grief for is not the reality. I know people die every day of all kinds of different illnesses. I know that. Strangers, people I don't know are dying every day of things that I don't know. And I've been dealing with that concept for so long. For so long. This concept that I can't save the world. I'm tiny. People are going to be suffering everywhere and I can't do much about it because I'm just one small being. No matter what light I feel inside me, even if we all have like the light of God or of some universe that connects all of us, you know, even if we all have that inside ourselves, we don't have very much power or agency. I mean, I guess if you believe in prayer, we have that. It's just a very small existence, and I've been dealing with that for a really long time. Because I used to think I could be something much bigger and much more helpful. And it's really painful to wake up into yourself every day and realize there's very little I can do to help humanity because I can barely even help myself. So I've already been dealing with that. So seeing the news articles and seeing all of these things showing, calculating the deaths, hospitalizations, age brackets, who's most at risk, it's like, it's basically the news, the media, trying to get me to be afraid and calculate my own risk level and the risk level of everyone I love. But it's like, I don't do that all day long with cancer. I don't do that all day long with all kinds of other illnesses. I manage that all the time. There's natural deaths, there's disease-related deaths, there's accident-related deaths. I try not to live in that. Like if family or friends of mine go on a trip or something, or on tour or whatever, I try not to just sit around thinking about the likelihood of them getting in an accident. Like, why would I do that? That's not what you do as a human. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't make anyone feel better. It doesn't make me feel better. It's not useful. It's not flippin' useful. And yet, because we've never lived in a global pandemic before, it feels almost like irresponsible or rude to just block this out. It feels like you should be paying attention. It feels like you should be like, oh wait, what's going on today? Like, what's the reason we're inside today? Why am I distancing myself from the elderly and from grocery stores even? I know I don't have to distance myself from grocery stores, but I don't even want to go there. Like, what if I did catch something? One of my students did have a fever last week and it broke. And I didn't see her last week, but I saw her the week before. And, they say people can be asymptomatic. Like, how would I know? It's not like I have any major symptoms, but I've had little things that are probably just allergies. I just got a text saying a message from our band camp, and it had tears on it. So apparently someone likes our music, I guess. Thanks, Brian. I knew I needed to get out. I knew I needed different scenery. And the thing is, the whole reason I go on my nature drives is to try to have different scenery to put Grand Haven in perspective. But now with this quarantine, that would be irresponsible. Even if it's a self-quarantine, I don't want to drive far away and then need to get gas or need to pee at a gas station in a town an hour south. That feels irresponsible. Why would I contribute to the possible spread of something? So I'm just staying in this town and mostly staying in my house, and I'm teaching virtually, so I'm not seeing anyone other than Brian, except all kinds of people. I'm seeing more people this week than usual, but I'm seeing them all through a screen. And in a way, it's like I've been training for this because I talk to myself in a screen all the time. And this is making me feel better. And I wrote 3 songs yesterday, and I wrote 3 songs today. And I shared 4 clips from one last night on my Instagram. And it's the most comments I've had from a song in a while. And it's just a song about the simple life and focusing on having a very simple life and kind of killing our own ambition. We don't need to have ambition. Ambition is violent. I've been saying this for years. Go back in my YouTube channel if you don't know me. I have been saying this for years. Ambition is flipping violent. Ambition is saying, I am better than you, and I have more right to have more people see me than you, and I'm more interesting. I have been unpopular most of my life, so I don't know where I got the idea that I would be famous for music, like a Regina Spektor or a Fiona Apple. Maybe I had that kind of appeal when I was in Chicago and I was angry and I was disowning everything and everyone, and I was writing really I don't know, powerful kind of FU songs. That was never, that's not what's aligned with my heart. When I share my authentic heart, I am very helpful to very few people, and most people just look the other way. It's not that compelling for them, I suppose. I don't have a singer's voice. I'm just a writer. And most of my life has been wasted feeling bad about that, about being unpopular. Recently, I had to write that poem, Cool Kid Suicide, just to teach myself how to get over chasing after the cool kids that, for whatever reason, are just not that into me. And I can see who they are, and they just, I don't know, I'm probably like that weird little puppy dog. It doesn't seem like they're that into me, and that felt like years worth of a problem. This guy just peeled out of here. That was really weird. I wonder why. He peeled out of here so fast. It's creepy. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play my keyboard. So, if you are struggling with who to be, what to be, how to be, A, you're not alone, and B, I've been struggling my whole life. Like, I don't go out partying. There's so many things that maybe other people do to cope that I just haven't been doing for a long time. So, like, this is doable. This is manageable. You can get through this. I mean, why am I being uplifting right now? I'm here right now to, like, process my own feelings. Like, I don't know. Maybe because I always end up saying things like that. Maybe that's not abnormal. Okay, let's see if I can play something. When you wake up from this dream someday, when you let go of all this gray getting in the way, and it's like a kind of drug you took. It was sold to you, and it is not coming true. It is not. What it claims to be. What it wants you to believe it is. You've been in the wildest peacetime, the wildest peacetime in your mind, and I'm afraid you're going to find it's always been worth being in. I'm afraid you're going to find it's always been the same as right now and right now and right now, right now. It's always been right now, right now. It's still right now, it's still right now, it's still right now, it's still right now. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't like most of the songs I make. Like, nothing about that from a songwriting perspective was that fun for me. But if I were to go out in nature like this and play old songs, that's also not that fun for me. I get very stressed out by that. In the show that I've been making, Jitter in Rainbow Land, or Jessica and the Rainbow in Rainbow Land, I haven't always been enjoying the song time segment because playing old songs is very stressful for me. I get very preoccupied with... Sorry, I'm rolling up the window because it's raining. I get very preoccupied... I get preoccupied with whether or not I'm doing it right, you know? But, like, what is that? What's right? What's right and wrong with a song that you wrote yourself? Like, why can't there be different versions? Why? I don't know. It's almost like I'm not fully present or something. I don't know. It's not that interesting of a topic right now. Okay, here we need a new key if I'm going to have another segment of this random rambly video where I just talk about nothing at the Grand Haven Beach. So last time I came here, it was Thursday, and I hated the experience because it said, oh, you can get out and get some exercise. So I'm thinking, like, okay, I've been in the house all week. I haven't gotten out and gotten exercise. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to the Grand Haven Beach. Maybe it was Wednesday after I got done with work, because that's my earlier night. I get done at like 7. And I went out, and I was like, I'm gonna enjoy this. And I did not at all. Oh yeah, maybe it was daytime. I think it was. It was Thursday daytime, because I talked with my niece and nephews and my sister, and my nephew Sawyer showed me all around his house and all kinds of funny stuff, and that part of the day was fun and fulfilling. And then I came to the beach thinking that would be fulfilling, and it definitely was not. You know, oops, like there's the beach, like there's the lake, if you can kind of see that, and the lighthouse over now. It's so those are like little lights, like a catwalk. They raised like $1 million to remake that catwalk, and that didn't help. I'll leave it on. Anyway, so I didn't like the experience, and I think the reason I didn't like the experience is because that was supposed to be the thing that uplifted me, and instead what had been uplifting me was being at home with my partner, who is like a lovely, lovely man, and we're trading off uplifting each other. We're trying to notice when each other needs uplifting, and we're just trying to help, you know? These are weird times, and we're both getting discouraged, and we're both working from home full time. And I just want to like cry for everyone right now. Like everyone who maybe doesn't have a partner to lean on. Maybe you live alone. Maybe you have tensions in your relationships. Like if you have that, this is a hard time for you, I imagine. And like I have a pretty much idyllic home life that I've waited, a really, really, really long time. I'm not a young chicken anymore. Like, I've waited a really long time to have an idyllic home life, and it's not like it's always idyllic, but it's a little extra idyllic right now because we're both appreciating it, I imagine. But it's also really tough. And but it's tough. It's hard to explain. It's like it's not peacetime all over the world, but we're creating peacetime at home. Because we both care about each other feeling okay. Maybe you don't have that in your actual physical home, but maybe you can do that like I'm trying to do with FaceTime with my family. I don't know. Maybe you can write emails if you don't have good internet and you can't just stream on FaceTime constantly, and maybe, but you could still write emails. That's old school. I mean, go back 100 years, all we did is like send letters, and if you're scared of the virus or something in the mail, then you can, if you've never had that thought before, then just continue to send mail, because who cares? I mean, what are the odds of that? Or if the odds are high, then I don't know what to say. I think this is something I've never imagined living through. This is not what I thought was going to be the first natural disaster type thing I would live through. I lived a mile away from the towers during 9/11, and that was an unnatural disaster. But it was a similar crisis feeling. Obviously, that was much more destructive in one instant than this is. But this has a long-ranging kind of projecting out kind of feeling of doom. I was going to say fear, but it's more like doom. And even if it's just dumb doom, like as in like we're stuck at home and we have to like figure out new ways to run our economy and have concerts for each other and still make a living and not go crazy and lose our minds. But like these are still real challenges that none of us were ready for and none of us had thought about. Also, I'm completely fine. And also, I'm just myself still. And also, I have the same YouTube channel I've always had. And maybe I partly changed my reality by adding this daily 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time goofy little TV show that's all about feelings and like teaching and healing, and maybe that's like a pressure I added to myself that I didn't need to add. And maybe I'll just do it for a little bit longer and then I'll stop, because maybe that's adding an element of stress that I don't need right now in my life. But maybe it's giving me a chance to show off my cute house and reminding people to put cute things out for themselves to look at, or I don't know. I think it's just an example of learning how to live stream. And maybe the structure is actually just what's stressing me out. I don't know what I need to tell you. I'm so in love with you and this world, and we get to be here. We get to make this life. We get to cry and laugh and love each other, and all I want to say is things will be okay. Well, maybe not okay, but still fine in a new way, 'cause we've seen all the shows, all those science fiction shows. We know this world can change and still grow and still grow. I want to know what you're going to read in this crazy and scary quarantine, or self-quarantine. And I want to write all these fictions like plays, and I want to save you from, I want to save you from being afraid. Or at least more afraid than you need to be. 'Cause if you're gonna imagine things, well, maybe you could just imagine things being fine mostly, fine mostly, fine for most everyone, and we're just taking care of the elderly and the vulnerable right now by just hiding out. And you and me, we are like strange little seeds in this quarantine. We're planting ourselves in our tiny homes. Remember that craze where we all said we wanted tiny homes? Well, your dream came true. Yeah, your dream came true, and that tiny home is you. Cause we're all little tiny homes. It's true. Well, I hope this video has been as uplifting for you as it has been for me. I needed this. I needed to get away from my space and find a home inside myself. I forget that my main home is inside myself. It's in my mind, and most of all, it's in my heart. And when I make these videos, and I'm talking the free-formed ones, not the scripted show, because that's a new experiment. But these random freeform ones that I've loved doing since the Song a Day challenge, I used to call them check-in videos, like I was just going to document what it felt like to write a song every day for a year. And then one person that I know told me that he liked my check-in videos better than my songs, and he said it nicely, and I was like, oh, well, that's interesting, because I like making the check-in videos better than I like writing the songs sometimes. Because I find thoughts fascinating, and I find the way that our own thoughts meander fascinating. And so if you try to script something like this, you won't get to the same ending as you'd get to by just allowing it to flow. If you're someone who's never been comfortable journaling, you could try this. You could just, I mean, you don't have to post it. You could maybe post it privately on a YouTube channel for yourself. There's a private setting and an unlisted setting. You could just send a link just to your best friend or something. And making videos, it's video journaling, essentially. That's what I'm doing. I do video journaling. I do regular journaling still, but my journaling lowered after I started really seriously video journaling. And so, you know, I'm not saying go back and watch my backlog, because I doubt that I'm that interesting to you. These are interesting for me and maybe a few diehard fans who've been kind of following along as I've been going. But I don't expect this to be interesting to others. I mean, why would it be? This is my randomly super detailed life. I can tell you though, if you want a sort of course in how to become your authentic self, I put that, you can go into playlists, and I have sort of separated them out, and those maybe are a little bit more like something for you, because I've done a lot of really intense work in the last few years on becoming more authentically myself, including how I dress, how I write, who I am, just everything. I don't know. I mean, and I needed to for me. And you maybe don't, but I did. I've needed to become more who I felt like I am inside, in my real time too. This lighting is crazy. I'm trying to catch them. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know why I'm promoting my own channel to you. Like, if you're here watching this and you just watched for 32 minutes, you probably already know who I am. And maybe already like watching these. Alright, be well. I'll be back, I'm sure. I'm surprised my phone held this much. I need to delete some things, but alright. Thanks for watching. Bye.